Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer. For those who are new, welcome, and for those who are back, welcome back y'all. Today we're going to talk about a brand new Dior Quint. I've been playing. I love playing with eyeshadow, you guys. It's one of those things that I just feel really excited about, and one of those pieces that you can play and just kind of be creative with, which I personally just love. I purchased this Quint. It's the Rouge Trafalgar one. And just to kind of give you an idea of what this looks like, it is absolutely beautiful. I'll show you swatches here, but as you can see, the swatches are absolutely gorgeous. I was also asked to compare this to the brand new Chanel 2020 362 Candeur and Provocation palette as well. This palette looks like this, and you can tell that these palettes do have some similarities in their tones, in their shades. There are also some differences as well, and I'll share swatches of the similar ones here so that you can see. But today I thought we'd try this on, play with it some. I did play with it on my IG stories a couple days ago, and that was so fun. I enjoy doing that too, just getting ready with y'all over there. So come see me over there at Just Glow Firefly. I would love to have you there as well. Let's go ahead and try this on. It's morning here when I'm filming, and I'm a little bit more coffee, please, you know. Of course, it's just black coffee, because my previous video I told you I had not had a pumpkin spice latte, and you guys were like, Jen, try the pumpkin spice, and I'm like, I know. Alright, so just a little bit about these new formulas. Now, I did do a review of Poncho, which I am loving, y'all. It's so funny because in that particular video, I was just so surprised at how much I did really love the formula. I like them a lot, but I was actually super impressed, super duper impressed with their formula. And the formula itself is just soft, and it blends, and I felt like all the shadows just went so well together. And that's the thing. I feel like nowadays you have these color stories, right? You have these color stories, and although this is definitely a more bold color than the Poncho. Poncho is a lot of good neutrals, you know. I feel like sometimes they're hard to know what goes where they don't go together really well, if that makes sense. I was just so excited that these were almost a little foolproof in a way. The cool thing about these shadows is, and I'm reading off, I didn't know this before, I'm reading off the Dior website. It says, iconic 5-color eyeshadow palette has been reinvented as 5 Colliers, I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry, Colliers culture. Each eyeshadow palette, denim, black bow, Rouge Trafalgar, and Mitza, corresponds to an iconic piece of the Dior wardrobe, you guys. How cool is that? I mean, I love learning about like what inspires the brand to create different products and things like that. And I think that's why I'm so drawn to luxury in general, is because there's a lot of thought and a lot of just history behind it in a lot of ways. Of course, there's newer brands and things, but it's just so beautiful. I just love learning about it. Offering a nuanced array of intense shades that are easy to use and combine. That's what I was saying. Oh my gosh. I'm serious. That's so true. They're they go together really well, and I personally like that. I actually have 2 more coming that I'm so excited to review for you guys too. Depending on the palette, the eyeshadow can have a matte, satin, shimmery, metallic, or glitter finish. The eyes are enhanced with luminous makeup and gorgeous colors, and I love that. I love that. It's supposed to have intense color with extremely long wear. I did notice with my Poncho, it wore very well for a good amount of time. I will say with this, I haven't worn it super long. I've done a couple different looks and things like that, but I haven't worn it for a super long time. But today, I am going to create a look for you guys, and I am so excited to do so. I thought we'd do something a bit soft to begin with, and then build it up for kind of an evening inspired look, just so that we can see what it looks like. You know, how can I make this wearable, right? Because for me, I'm just your everyday girl. It's gonna throw on probably a couple shades and then get out the door or go homeschool my kids, which I'm doing right now. So that's just who I am, you know, and that's just me. But then again, when I do want to amp it up or do something fun, I could do that, you know. And last but not least, it retails for $62. Okay, I did prime my eyes with the Hourglass Veil primer. I really like this primer, you guys. I feel like it just really helps my eyeshadow stay on longer. That's what I'm looking for in an eye primer. So let's go ahead and start with this shade here. And we are gonna go in the crease. Now this shade is almost kind of a pinky mauve-y coral. I know, right? But it's really pretty. And this is kind of what I would do for every day, really. It's just throw this in the crease. This one has a little bit of shimmer to it though, but I don't mind that. I like, and it's a mature shimmer. It's not like glitter or anything like that. It's just very fine reflect. Very, very fine. Almost like a highlighter in a way, but not really, if that makes sense. That is so beautiful, you guys. Oh my gosh. That's that one shade. Next, I think what I'll do is go in with this shade here. I'm going to take a Smith brush. This is a 256 brush here. And I'm just going to put that on the brush here, this shade here. And I am just going right here in the outer edge kind of corner and just building that up just a little bit. And I'm very light-handed, you guys. I'm super light-handed with this particular shade. It is pretty pigmented. I didn't want to put a ton on just for the fact that it's more of a daytime, you know, daytime look. But it's really pretty. So that is that. So next I'm going to use my finger for this shade. And this shade is so pretty. It has some sparkle reflect to it. Definitely amping it up for daytime for sure, but subdued enough to be able to wear it. So honestly, that is all I would do for a day. I am going to throw on a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury, the classic eye powder pencil. I think it's now called Brown. I'll put that in my waterline. Best waterline pencil, you guys. Just the best waterline pencil. It's a staple, honestly, to have because it stays. And it's pigmented, you know? You don't have to swipe, swipe, swipe. It just goes on. It's a powder formula. So that's what that looks like. I'm gonna throw on mascara. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's what it looks like with mascara. So just a trick, guys. I opened a brand new mascara tube of my Chanel, and it's a little bit more watery than, you know, it's brand new. So I still love it, don't get me wrong, but it's the best. I feel like mascaras are the best like a week after you open them. With that being said, some of it transferred to my like upper lash line just a little bit. So what I do sometimes if that happens, I take a brush and I'll just kind of wet it a bit and then I'll just kind of smoke that out, that mascara, and it looks like eyeliner. That's what I did just to kind of fix that if you do kind of mess up like that or if it transfers to your lids or something like that. Just want to give you a trick for that. This is the day look, you guys. I really like this. It's easy, it's pretty, it's natural. I don't have blush on though, and I want to show you why. Because the other day when I was playing with this palette, I used this shade as a blush and it was gorgeous. It doesn't take a lot. That shade is very pigmented. And although it looks pretty red in the pan, it goes on as more of a soft blush. Isn't that so pretty? Now, I'm sure you could use this shade too as a really beautiful blush too. But I thought the red, while some people may get turned away by the red in the middle, it can be used for different things. You don't have to use it as eyeshadow. You know, say you love the other shades and you're not quite into the red, I use it as my blush. It's so pretty on. But I do love the red on the eye. Let's amp this up, shall we? It's so fun. I love doing this. It's so fun. I'm using a Sonia G. This is the Blender Pro, and I'm going in with this shade here, right there. And I am just, see, look how deep this is, you guys. I am deepening that up. And can you tell how it's pulling more of kind of a purple color? Purpley brown. I do have a little bit of fallout. We'll clean that up. Not a big deal. Go right here. Fallout for me isn't like the biggest deal because I mean, I don't know, they're powders and they're shadows, so I feel like it's gonna happen if you're using shadows. I don't know. So I'm going to take this red in the center, and like I said, it's super pigmented, but I'm just going in right here and going on top of that mascara line, and I'll fix my eyelashes too, you guys. I would normally do this without mascara on, but for this particular video, I wanted to show you both. So that. Now I'm just taking a little bit more of this shade, and I'm going to pop that right here just to give a little dimension. And then I'm going to take this sparkle shade and really amp it up, because I love this shade. Oh, so beautiful. But see how well these just blend with each other. And I just blended this shade out a bit. It's really just a pretty mauvey, pinky tone. The red itself kind of tends to come off a bit more pink in tone in a lot of ways. I just love this topper. And on top of this, the sparkles almost reflect a bit kind of pinky too, which is cool. So this is a glammed up look. I love it. I think it's fun. I think it's easy. The colors just blend together so well, you guys. I have been wearing this Ambiguetti shade nonstop in their fall collection. That's what I put on my lips today. I just love how it kind of all comes together too. Now what I really want to do is take off one eye, and I want to put on the Chanel palette from the fall 2020 collection. This is in 362 Candeur et Provocation. I really want to try this on for you guys, kind of give you an idea of how they are similar yet different. So I kept my mascara on just because, but I thought it'd be fun just to put these on just to see, right? Just to see what's the difference. I think what I will do initially is maybe just go in with the brown here just to start off, kind of right in here. I think what I like about this palette that is different from the Dior is that it does have this brown, and that's what really drew me to this palette, honestly. I mean, look how beautiful this brown is, y'all. Look at that. So pretty. But honestly, the rest of the shades are similar in some effect. We're going to go in with this shade here. It's kind of that medium shade, and we're just going to throw it right here and in the crease. Right off the bat, you can tell that this one here is definitely a little bit more plum, whereas this one's a little bit more burgundy in a lot of ways. Let's build this up just a bit. It's definitely got that plum undertone, but really a little bit more burgundy, guys. Gorgeous. So I'm going to go in with this shade here just to see that particular shade on the eye. And then I'm going to go in here. Now this shade is quite different than, say, the topper one. I feel like it's more equivalent to in the Dior palette, because the topper on the Dior palette is really just that, a topper. And this one is more of a shimmer, you know? So we will go in. So those are all the shades in the Chanel Fall 2020 collection 362 Candeur et Provocation. With this particular Dior shade, there's a little bit more purple tones to it, whereas this has a little bit more burgundy, red undertones, pink undertones. This is definitely pink, but leans more on kind of a pinky purple kind of coloring. I love that this has more of a neutral brown. This brown here is not neutral. It definitely comes off as more of a purple shade, a plummy type shade. This shade here, you guys, is so beautiful. That topper with the sparkle, very mature sparkle at that. Whereas this one here is definitely more of a kind of a satin type effect. Both beautiful, different finishes, you guys. This one has 4 shades, this one has 5. I feel like they're both beautiful and different in their own way. If I had to pick one to choose, I don't know. I don't know which one. I kind of like that this one has a topper shade because you can amp that up, but I like that this has the brown and it's more of your everyday. You could amp it up, you could tone it down. It's really hard to say which one I like better. I think they're different enough to where they both are unique in their own way. And it's just all of case of preference and all of what you're looking for. Honestly, if you're looking for something to pizzazz, kind of maybe a holiday or something like that, maybe this, you know, because it has this beautiful sparkle topper or whatnot. But if you're looking for an everyday palette with a little bit of pinky and mauves, maybe a little bit of a red undertone with that, then maybe this one would be best. So it just depends on your preference. It just depends on what you're looking for. These are the 2 looks, very different, very similar. You know what I mean? They're different, but kind of similar in a lot of ways. Little similar tones, little different textures, things like that. I hope this was so helpful for y'all. I really enjoyed doing this. Let me know if there's other types of videos that you would like to see comparisons. I love doing things like that. They're so fun. I enjoyed it immensely, and I'm so thankful you guys are here. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet done so already. We'd love to have you here as we talk about luxury beauty and new releases and what works, what doesn't, and all the things in between. Would love to have you. I appreciate you guys watching. I look forward to seeing you in my latest video, which will be right here, and I'll see you there. Bye, y'all.